All right, what's going on, everybody? Matt here from Crypto Coffee, again with another video. This time I wanted to talk about a new company in crypto called Unstoppable Domains. And Unstoppable Domains is pretty cool. It caught my eye. Actually, it caught my eye with a Facebook ad, or maybe it was Instagram. But I remember thinking, wow, that's weird. That's one of the very few professional cryptocurrency related advertisements that I've seen in mainstream applications like Instagram. So I saw this a while back. I didn't really pay any attention to it up until like 2 or 3 days ago, where I think I watched a video and just kind of was stumbling around on their site and taking a look, and I thought it was really a lot more interesting than I had initially thought. I wanted to talk about what it is, right? So you can see here, blockchain domain names in a nutshell is what we're talking about here. And unstoppable domains are essentially a new TLD, which are the 3 letters at the end of the domain, like .com is a TLD. But these are new ones called .zil, Z-I-L, and .crypto. And these are a whole host of new domain names that you can buy, specifically from this company only, right? And let's not beat around the bush. If you're a normal crypto guy or girl like me, and if you're like me and you're browsing around in the crypto space, you're looking for opportunities. And opportunities present themselves quite a bit. Opportunities to make money, right? And so it's not too hard to catch on to the fact that, okay, now we've got all these blockchain domain names, and if you know anything about old domain names, well, some of them are worth a shit ton of money now, and I bet you wish you could have purchased, one of the top domain names. Let's look them up. Alright, so just let's look up a few here. We've got the top 25 most expensive domain names of all time on this article here, GoDaddy.com. Carinsurance.com sold for $49 million. Insurance.com, $35 million. Porn.com, $9.5 million. Sex.com, $13 million. Not really a surprise there. Casino.com, slots.com. So, beer.com, surprisingly. All these websites have sold in the past for millions of dollars. And, FB.com. That's funny. I'm sure Facebook wanted that one or something like that. But yeah, you could see here, I mean, we've got probably a few porn companies and private jets and vacation rentals, insurance, car insurance. Yeah. Domains can sell for a lot of money because if you have a well-established company and they need that domain name for their online business, well, everybody needs an online business nowadays, and how much are you willing to pay to get that domain, right? The domain name that you choose can seriously affect who goes to your website. I mean, just take it from me personally. My website is crypto-coffee.org. That's one of my websites that I own the domain to. And that domain sucks for so many reasons. It's a .org, right? So you should try to get a .com usually if you can. There's a hyphen in the middle, so nobody wants to remember crypto-coffee.org. Hopefully you will, because I'm saying it so much. But yeah, people like one word or one phrase that they can just enter into their search bar, go .com, and then go there, right? So the domain that you choose for your website is a very important decision for if you're a serious business. And so now we've got these new things called unstoppable domains. And they're domains on the blockchain. And what does that even mean? Is this just like a buzzword type of hype thing that's not really going to go anywhere? Well, that was my initial thought when I saw them. But upon closer inspection, I learned that these are actually domains that you give to your cryptocurrency wallet address, right? And so if you want to share your wallet address today with somebody that's, maybe not as familiar with crypto, and you have to give them a big long string of numbers and letters and say, hey, just copy this into your wallet and double check and make sure that you got all the letters and send it to me. Well, that's going to be a little bit off-putting in terms of user experience, right? People don't necessarily want to memorize those things, and people want personalization too. So wouldn't it be cool if you could buy, matt.zil, and now if anybody wants to pay me, I can just say, hey, go pay matt.zil, and that could be my, donation address. So let's look that up. Let's say I did want to buy matt.zil. Well, a lot of these shorter premium domains are, $1,000. I don't know if I want it that bad right now, but I could own matt.zil for $1,000. Or matt.crypto. I could own this at a later time. Maybe I'll just add that to my watch list for shits and gigs. But you can basically just search for domains, and it's almost like, if you were around for the early internet days, it's going to be like potentially the opportunity to buy domain names for pretty dirt cheap. And one thing that exists today are to buy and sell domains. There are entire website exchanges dedicating to the buying and trading of domain names, right? So you can imagine that, this is crypto, right? These people, that's all they do is trade and try to find ways to lose all their money, right? So let's take a look at like an existing site used for trading domain names. So, here's a website called Seto where you can actually buy and sell and park different domain names, right? And so there's really a lot of websites like this where you can just buy up a bunch of domains and try to sell them back later. And people did this in the early days of the internet, and it wasn't necessarily, I don't want to say it was unethical, but it might have been frowned upon by a few people if you were trying to get the domain that you wanted and you couldn't because some asshole bought like thousands of them. Well, that might be happening again. That might be happening again in unstoppable domains. And instead of, having necessarily a typical .com domain, you can now have a .zil domain. And you might say, okay, well, yeah, I can replace my wallet address with it. That's kind of cool. That can make my wallet address a little more human readable and kind of increase the whole experience of giving my address for people to pay me or for me to pay other people. But that's it. Is that all it does? And I was doing some research, and it seems like the answer is no. It seems like you would hypothetically in the future, and I think we're talking like 10, 15 years from now, but when decentralized computing and decentralized storage becomes more mainstream with these things like StorageCoin, Filecoin, every computer with extra hard drive space can opt to allocate a little bit of its memory or resources to hosting kind of a new decentralized market or web, basically a new decentralized web. These domains can hypothetically also be used to point to decentralized websites, right, that cannot be taken down because they exist on a distributed network of thousands of computers across the world that are all opting to hold little pieces of data. So this is really like, we're not there yet in terms of infrastructure and all of the parts that we need, but this is like the rails here that we're witnessing, in my opinion. And this is really early days now, but what you could do is buy one of these domains, and not only could this serve as your wallet address, but it could serve as your very own decentralized website. Because when you buy one of these domains, you actually buy the private keys to them. And you are the sole owner of those keys. You and whoever else has the keys own the domain. And it can't be taken down by any central party, right? So you could see this working maybe in other countries that might have a more centralized and censored internet, right? Now you could see a situation in the future where all these people can host their own free websites, and it could be good and bad, right? It could be a little bit fucked up too, because you could have some evil people hosting evil things online. But I'd like to hope that most people are good and that they would use these to evade, unethical governments. And, who knows? But it's really just fascinating to think about the potential of where this could go, right? And in the meantime, what does everybody care about? Well, how do I make money on this, right? And so, this is crypto. So everybody wants to make a quick buck, right? So one of the things that I could speculate and see is if pretty soon, before we even get any real usage of these domains, I could see an exchange starting for these domains before they get any kind of adoption. I mean, look what we had with cryptocurrency tokens. We've got thousands of exchanges all over the internet to trade tokens that nobody's using because they just want to speculate and make money. And so why couldn't something very similar to that happen with unstoppable domains? So should you buy one? I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever you want. But do keep in mind that this could be like buying .coms in 1994. You know what I mean? So if you could think of anything that you might want to capitalize on, maybe your name or maybe your company, I would try to lock that down. What they have done is they've introduced some kind of a trademark law. So there's a little bit of, I think, what they're calling a sunrise period, where they're protecting certain domains, like, for example, Facebook.zil. One of my first thoughts was, let's go buy Facebook, Walmart, McDonald's, all that. Well, you can't do that because these are all protected under trademark laws until a certain time period. But if nobody claims those after a certain time period, they're what's called protected brands. And if nobody claims these protected brands, I think eventually they will go for sale. But due to legal reasons, they are protected. A lot of these that might be like low-hanging fruit, right? And also, I mean, if you go to the top 25 most valuable websites, I think one of them was insurance.com. Well, insurance.com is currently $10,000. So it's insurance.zil. So if you want insurance.zil, you can buy it, but Unstoppable Domains is not necessarily stupid with this either. They're going to take the most expensive domains in the world for .coms, and they're probably going to they're going to hike up the price for those domains. So insurance.zil, I'm sure if you go to all the porn ones like sex or whatever. Oh, somebody already bought sex.zil. Wow. And that's interesting too, because when people have bought them, the only way to get it from the owner is to contact the owner via email. And so you have to actually contact the owner and make a peer-to-peer transfer for him to give you the private keys to the domain, right? So it's just funny. People are already capitalizing on this. Like you can see here, sex.zil, that's a 3-letter domain, right? So those 3 letters are not always easy to get. I actually bought a 3-letter domain myself, personally, just as looking at it as kind of an investment. So I'm not going to tell you which one it is because it's secret, but I hope to be able to sell it one day for more than I bought it for. I think I bought it for $250. And the 3-letter domains, the 4-letter domains, I've noticed are all a little more expensive, as well as any of the domains that are on the top list of the most expensive .coms of all time. Something like cars.com is obviously taken. But the .zil, as far as I understand, stands for .zilica. Zilica is the blockchain that is hosting, I guess, all these domains. You could see this example here, cars.zil actually has different addresses hooked up to it. So you can actually host many different addresses on your domain. So this guy, whoever bought cars.zil, has already hooked up his BTC, his ETH, his LTC address. And if you send any of those coins to cars.zil, well, that goes actually right to his address. And .crypto is a little bit different than .zil in the sense that I believe .crypto domains are all under the Ethereum blockchain. But in the future, imagine using a blockchain explorer to actually look up legible domain names. And then Imagine going one step farther than that and using a blockchain explorer as the search engine for the new decentralized internet, and actually being able to pull up a website from a blockchain explorer, right? Again, I think we're probably a decade off on that, but this could be cool if you're interested to get in on the ground floor of something really big. Maybe if you have a company, especially a crypto company, you might want to buy one of these. So I'll post a link in the description below, and feel free to check this out. Could be like getting in on .coms in '94, you know? I'm not a financial advisor, but I just thought this was pretty cool, and I thought you all should know about it. So stay tuned for more videos in the future, and thanks for watching.